Hi guys, it's Fana, and thank you so much for watching. We have a traditional art video today. Yay! This is a, drumroll please, another contest prize. This one is for Kanta of her OC Talia, and this was so much fun to do. I loved it so much. I would say that this is probably my favorite watercolor piece I've done to date. I really wish that I could have kept it. I was threatening Kanta that I would keep it, but unfortunately, because she won my contest, second place, I had to send it to her. Because I'm a nice human being. And Kanta, you better have that safe and in a nice place. Because if you can't take care of my stuff, you have to send it back to me. But, to be honest, this illustration does not really look anything like it was originally supposed to. And that's going to be the topic of today. Originally, this illustration was supposed to be this character on a watercolor background, crouched with her knees to her chest. So far, this sounds a lot like this illustration, doesn't it? With a bunch of stars. And I think I still did want crystals and ferns, which will come in later. You can't really see that now. But I wanted the entire piece to be very dark. And I wanted the figure to be outlined in white. And everything to just be outlined in white. I didn't really want much color besides the background. And I wanted the figure to be kind of facing towards the camera instead of this profile shot that we have right now. And I wanted her to be kind of at the bottom of the page and it be kind of a taller, more letter size kind of piece of paper. And that's not what happened. When I started sketching this piece, I could not get the pose right, and it looked so bad. And I had set up my camera, and my camera was out of batteries, so I couldn't record. And I started sketching, and I spent an hour sketching, and nothing was turning out, and I was so frustrated. So then I decided to just find a new reference photo of a different kind of pose, a different angle, and roll with that. And that sketch turned into this small square center of the page sketch. And I love how this turned out. So that's where the topic kind of comes in of you shouldn't necessarily force yourself to do something if it doesn't feel right. I'm not saying give up. If you have a dream or you have a vision, yes, you should work towards it. But your plan might not necessarily be the way things happen. I know that I have always had a goal and a dream and a plan for my life. Point A, point B, point C, step 1, 2, 3, etc. And looking at my life, it's not been that way. It's more of step 1, and then it immediately jumps to step W, and then we'll go back to step 3. And yes, I'm purposely mixing letters and numbers in here because that's how crazy my life doesn't go according to plan. And sometimes you just need to go with it. Me personally, I know that I get very upset when I do not have control over things. And I have learned and continually are trying to work on letting things go. I'll get there. I'm still striving for what I want, but it might not necessarily be what I'm looking for or what I originally planned. And it can be the same way with your artwork. I envisioned something in my head. I could see it so clearly, and I know how frustrating it is to see something in your head and not being able to get it down with whatever media you're using. It's very frustrating, and it makes you feel like a lesser artist. And it shouldn't be that way. I had a vision, and my vision changed. I didn't give up. I just set it aside and worked on it the next day. I still did it. And I think because this is a contest prize, it forced me to continue working on something, which I appreciate because I've done a lot of projects where I will see it in my head and I'm striving and I want to do this, and then I give up. I just give up. And that's not what you should do. You need to step back, take a deep breath, take a break, and try again some other time. And with a contest prize, I had made a commitment to make a watercolor piece of this character for this person. And it's not like I could just shove it under the rug and never do it. Because to me, I need to finish the contest prizes as my obligation. I've talked about this before. And being forced sounds like such a bad word. Having the obligation, the responsibility, that's a better way to put it, of making this character really did help me because it was a step back moment and, wait a second, you can do this. You have to do this. And have fun with it. And as I just began sketching, a new pose came to me. It just worked out perfectly in a complete composition. And I love how it turned out. And I guess this kind of topic is supposed to be motivational in a way, because it's not necessarily talking about getting through art block. It's more of looking at it with a different perspective. My brother has autism, and I know this seems like such a weird subject to change, but there's a reason for it, I swear. Since my brother has autism, he doesn't necessarily view the world as everyone else would see it, because his brain is wired a little bit differently. So, my dad had always said, if you can't get in through the door, we're gonna find a way through a window. And same way with art. Look at it differently, take some time off, maybe bring someone else in, an artist friend, a non-artist friend, who you respect their opinion and who will not be biased and say, oh no, it's beautiful, you're fine, you're fine. I have some very brutally honest art friends, which is very nice. But just keep trying. Now, I'm not saying that you must finish every single idea and concept that ever pops into your head. You should create artwork as it's fun for you. You should challenge yourself. Some projects, okay, they didn't get done. They just stayed a sketch and not a finished masterpiece like I envisioned. That's okay. You can't be forcing yourself to create artwork, because if you guys have been following me for a while, I did that. And that drove me insane. And that is why I had to go on a hiatus for a long time. Because it got to the point where I was so miserable creating artwork because I was miserable with myself for not finishing things that I got no joy from my hobbies. And it can't be that way, guys. You can't take something you love and then realize that it causes you so much dread. It's a terrible feeling. So, just climb in through the window if you can't get in through the door. I'm not promoting that any of you start breaking into houses. I'm making that disclaimer now. Don't do it. It's bad. But just try. Put in your best A-game effort, and that's all you can do. My mom and dad had always said to me, you don't have to get straight A's. You don't have to be in the best of the class. You just need to be the best that you can be. And if that kind of a grade is an A, phenomenal. If that grade is a C, that's awesome too. Because it was the best that you could do. And it's not like you tried and then you rolled over and admitted defeat. No one can tell you that you didn't try. I want to take a moment to see how beautiful the peeling of the tape is, because I get sidetracked and I just think that's so satisfying, and everyone else should see how satisfying it is. But chin up. You've got this. You're all extraordinary people who will do phenomenal things. So keep creating. I hope you guys liked this video. And if you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Please check out my various social media linked below. My username is also in the card at the end of this video. I hope you have a phenomenal day and keep being extraordinary. Bye!